studying drama improve learning in other subjects? In this film on the importance of drama, Pearson and Shakespeare's Globe spoke to professional theatre makers and journalists to hear their thoughts on how studying drama can improve key skills in analysis, communication and evaluation.
What pupils are doing in drama is making meaning from the text they read. For that, they need to have high levels of inferential skills. So they are analysing text, they are thinking about characterisation, they are thinking about how the structure of the text creates the tension and the drama. When they are writing their own text, they are drawing on that experience and that knowledge in order to write texts that also create tension, create characters that are believable and bring in moral dilemmas for the characters to solve. That is based on their reading. Reading feeds the writing.
I can't think of a more efficient way, if you like, to encourage somebody to analyse text, to understand text, I suppose, fundamentally.
The joy of writing is that you get to live inside your imaginative world, but more than that then you hand it over to a capable team of people and they build something from what was originally a little kernel in your head, and it becomes something real and tangible involving sometimes an extraordinary number of people and an audience, and something that doesn't belong to you anymore but that you know somehow started with a little tiny gem.
Drama in particular is known to improve reading ability and to boost confidence, vital for when you're giving a presentation or doing a bit of filming.
I notice huge changes in students when you engage them with text, when they start getting up on their feet and acting with each other. And you can find that it unlocks extraordinary things in students that you would never expect. And not every student is the same. Some students need that method of expressing themselves in order to do well in their other subjects.
Will you give thanks? Sweet Kate? Or else shall I? Oh God.
Oh God.
You're going to learn very much more about the characters in your play by reading and studying the play, both by their actions and their words. And you have to study those and think about them in order to make decisions. I was lucky enough to work in a school with a good drama department where my students were getting a great deal of drama both in the younger years and a very good theatre studies course in the sixth form, and many of my English students were doing both subjects. And we were constantly cross-referring, either because you're going to write about him or her in an exam, or because maybe you're going to put on a production and you're going to play that character or play with that character.
In essence, journalism and drama use the same tools, the same raw materials. The tools are the English language, the raw materials are human drama and human stories. And so there is an understanding there is a connection between the two professions. And if you can understand human motivation, if you can understand how people deal with crisis points, which is very much what drama deals with in terms of stage plays, etc., then you are in the same field as a journalist who is doing a similar thing, only it's reality rather than fiction.
Well, I think the sort of skills that you learn from GCSE drama and understanding how something on the page is actually meant to be seen and heard are invaluable, because if you're going to write about Shakespeare wasn't meant to be read on the page. And so, of course, if you understand the liveliness of it and why the characters are written the way they are, as soon as you hear it out loud, it comes alive in a way that you can't expect or anticipate from just reading it on the page.
The engagement with drama, the interest in drama, is essentially it's a curiosity, and it's a curiosity that requires you to probe, to investigate with imagination. You have to make choices when you're engaging in drama. And that's really interesting in terms of the effect that it has on academic work, or work that's about text work or engaging with dramatic text, because it's not a passive experience, it's an active experience. The performer can't kind of sit back. They have to engage imaginatively with the text that they have in front of them. It ceases to be text, it becomes alive.
My A-level in theatre really helped my A-level in English, because I was able then to think about the different layers within a play or within a text. It helped me to discuss and evaluate what was happening within the text, because of the different emotions I could consider, because of the different characters, and help me to think about and critically evaluate my text within A-level English.
When you're working on a play, at whatever level you're working on this play, you have to work out how all the pieces come together. It's getting the nuts and bolts of a play in your bloodstream, and then the play begins to come to life. And then it starts to explain things about the text which otherwise you might just pass over or you might not notice. Because the exciting thing about these plays are they are for us always new.
Students who are studying, say, the sciences or studying medicine or mathematics, any kind of subject, benefit from simultaneously studying creative subjects as well. That includes kind of visual art to music, and certainly includes drama. And I think in many ways, actually, in that context, drama is the key, because it's the one that encourages you to actively have to analyse, to actively have to be creative, to actively have to work with other people, and to actively challenge your own ideas.
And if you love English, if you love the words, and if you love history, which is part of English, and you love storytelling, and it gives you the sort of skills that you can take out to use whether you want to move into politics, whether you want to move into writing, of which there's hundreds of different areas in terms of publishing. It's not just about being a writer. And I say good luck to you.
As we've heard, studying drama can help students understand how to analyse text and the written word. Studying drama encourages active participation in group work. Students can develop key skills, such as learning how to evaluate their work and that of others. This can be implemented in subjects such as English.